Hey there! Welcome to the show where ex-evangelicals watch and talk about movies.
Ones you weren't allowed to experience while being raised in the church because, Satan and stuff.
I am Zach.
And I'm Donovan. And Jesus stole our movies.
So, let's practice really, really, really hard, pull off an incredible heist, and then have an entire movie describing how we did the heist, and a very, very, very telegraphed twist at the end. And possibly magic is real.
Is that Now You See Me?
That is Now You See Me, yes.
Okay. I was thinking about it. I was like, is it? Oh, then I remember the carousel at the end.
Yeah,
Like,
and magic is real or isn't or something.
Right, which kind of just takes the whole like awesomeness of the heist away, because it's like, well, then they didn't really pull off those illusions that were, if they could. Come on,
they pulled the illusions off. That's how they got to go to Magic World, because they impressed.
That was their. Yes, you're right.
They impressed Marcus Ruffalo, who was the detective investigating them the entire time. Spoilers for Now You See Me, I guess.
Well then, but then in the sequel, don't they have to do the illusions again and shit? Do they lose the magic cards? I don't remember.
I didn't see the sequel.
I just remember that Woody Harrelson he plays a twin in it, and he wears a bad wig.
Oh.
I just remember that. I actually randomly think about that sometimes. I just remember like that time that Woody Harrelson had a wig on, had a weird accent. That was some weird shit, man.
You just suddenly get bombarded with celebrities that are normally bald but had weird wigs at one time.
Yeah, my brain does that a lot out of nowhere. But I like when they do that. It's pretty fun.
Donovan, how are you feeling today? Let's just make it nebulous.
I almost turned into John C. Reilly. I am pretty good. No, I'm good, man. How are you?
I would be a lot better if we didn't have a tyrannical wannabe dictator for president and the entire world wasn't burning down around my ears, but that's fine.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say it, but you definitely did, and I agree with you.
I mean, so I don't know if at this point you haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah,
both of us are kind of fuck MAGA type of thing. Like,
yeah,
no, thank you. We want to have like a world where reasonable people are able to do reasonable things, and there isn't, like genocides or keeping children in cages or pulling kids out of their mother's arms while they're screaming and crying.
Yeah.
Common human decency, I guess. If that makes you if that makes you upset, I don't know what you've been listening to up to now, but
yeah, no, that's that whole empathy thing that got a lot of us in trouble in church, especially his little children.
Well, I don't know. Like, isn't that part of what the actual book says, right?
That's what I'm saying. We would be in Sunday school and they'd be telling us these stories and the love of Jesus, and like, okay, cool, I'm gonna love other people and stuff. Like, no. You're taking the wrong thing out of this. Right. You're supposed to listen and follow.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird time, and go out and march against these assholes. So,
but be careful.
Yeah, please be careful if you're going to protest. Be very careful. Yeah.
I'm going to punch something now.
So instead of thinking about sad stuff, we're going to say something about happy stuff. So happy Pride to everybody, because last week when we talked, or the week before when we talked,
it was May.
I didn't know what that episode was coming out during Pride Month. So happy Pride Month for all our LGBT brothers, sisters, and others out there.
Hell yeah.
And we love and we support you. And
please stay safe.
Please stay safe. Sucks we have to have specific months to make people feel safe and seen, or specific days to make people safe and seen, or even relevant in our culture, because our culture sucks. But happy Pride, because everybody should be represented and seen.
Absolutely. And just, yeah, if you're, I just want to really make sure that I'm heavy on the point is stay safe.
Oh yeah.
Because shit's crazy right now, and being mobile and being loud is a really important thing to be right now. But
Hmm.
make sure you're safe, you're in groups, and you're just, yeah. We love all you guys, and we just want to make sure that nobody gets hurt. That's basically it. But we understand that desperate times call for desperate measures. So, yeah. And
So in
that's
the
all I have to say about that.
So, in the spirit of multiculturalism and representation for everyone, let's talk about this film from 1994 with a very heteronormative worldview and absolutely no people of color visible on the screen. Yes, this week we are talking about Pagemaster from 1994.
Oh, sir, it's the Pagemaster. Put some respect on that title,
Oh
sir.
my god! Oh my god! I kept thinking Page Meister, and I was like, they call me Page Meister.
From from Rankin Bass special.
Yeah,
Hell yeah!
everything that I touch
Clutch
turns
turns
the book in
to
my
books in my clutch.
clutch. I'm too much.
Did it too much.
Oh my god!
Well, we picked this movie because I have a lot of nostalgia with this, but Zach had never seen this, and I
Yeah.
did know in my church people that weren't allowed to see this. Were you kept from seeing this?
I probably would have been kept from seeing this because of the magic aspects,
Right.
um, wizard stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe Macaulay Culkin. I think Macaulay Culkin was not welcome in our home.
Because of Home Alone.
Yeah, because he had like the rebellious '90s spirit, and we
Yeah,
all
right.
know that rebellion is tantamount to witchcraft.
We can't have Macaulay Culkins in our house. He's like Pazuzu.
we can't have this unbelievably charming little boy that just has all the charisma in the world and
Yeah.
is wonderful on screen.
When he slaps his face and screams, it brings out demons.
And it turns out all this time that like keep the change, you filthy animals is like a mantra to summon like Beelzebub or something.
All right. That's fucking dope. He says it backwards too.
His eyes light up. Keep the change, you filthy animals. And a like pentagram appears on his forehead.
Hell yeah. That's why he was actually assaulting. I like to call it assaulting the wet bandits because he was trying to sacrifice them. It's all coming together.
Oh my god, he was trying. What kind of a human sacrifice is Daniel Stern?
A great one. He makes
Oh
that
my
fucking
God.
movie for me. But
Pesci.
that's one of the
No.
things I started to do when I wanted to work on like, because I'm not gonna lie, I used to curse quite a bit, and when
Used to?
yeah, well on here I do a lot because it's like I get it all in, you know what I mean? But I used to curse quite a bit, and when I like would work on it, and when I stopped, I would do the Pesci curses from Home Alone, like they're much.
Oh my god. You remember did you ever was Hillbilly Bears on Cartoon Network when you were a kid?
Yes, I remember that.
The grumbly ass old dad bear Russian freaking
Yeah. Oh my god, I haven't thought about Hillbilly Bears in forever, dude.
I don't think anyone's thought about Hillbilly Bears in forever.
That was such a weird show. That was like when they started to do the really. No, they didn't. They always did awesome weird shit.
Yeah, but Hillbilly Bears was like from the 70s or something, wasn't it?
I think so, and then they just reran it. It was a Hanna-Barbera thing, wasn't it?
So the entire impetus for Cartoon Network, and I just learned this, I didn't know this before, was that Turner bought the
Yeah.
entire Hanna-Barbera back catalog.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were just like, well, we need something for this. And just because 24-hour, programming cycles, they just had to put out their own content. So they just put Hanna-Barbera cartoons and cartoons
Yeah.
all together, and it just became Cartoon Network.
Yeah, I remember that. I loved all. That's why I love Hanna-Barbera so much, because all I watched was Cartoon Network when I was a kid,
Mhm.
and they would only put on new episodes of new cartoons on Fridays. That's why it was Cartoon Fridays.
Yep.
Yep, and that would be the top 5 new episodes, and every episode was only like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I loved it. That's how I watched Dexter and all that shit. Two Stupid Dogs, Secret Squirrel.
Oh yeah.
Loved all that stuff, man. They got the Billy and Mandy. That was like right when I was starting to phase out of it. You know what I mean? But I
Oh yeah.
fucking loved it. But yeah, sorry. I'm gonna keep going if we don't stop.
So Pagemaster came out in 1994.
I was 3 years old.
Oh my god.
Yeah, hell yeah. How were you? Oh, how old were you at that time, sir?
I don't know.
It's
Six,
too early for this.
6 years old? Yeah. I think
Okay, yeah. That
6 or
makes
7.
sense.
I would have been of an age to watch this movie, maybe. I don't know. For a 6-year-old, this movie would have been kind of really scary.
That's about how old I was when I saw it. I didn't see it when it first came out. So I definitely, yeah, I have some problems with it at that time.
So you were able to find some Christian talk about this movie?
Yeah, I found a little bit on Movie Guide, our go-to source, the lovely place they give Ferngully -10 for cockroaches and New Age mysticism.
Cockroaches. Man falls toward grinder, which is nothing wrong with falling toward grinder.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Well, their coverage of the Pagemaster is actually a +3, which I was very surprised about.
Yeah, that's really weird.
They got no language, no sex, and no nudity, but there's light violence. And for content, we got support your local library message with a romantic worldview encompassing support your local library message with a romantic worldview encompassing wide range of philosophies drawn from classic books and stories. No direct references to Christian beliefs, but also no serious New Age, satanic, or humanistic messages other than to look within yourself for courage and cartoon-style violence. But that last part, as we were just talking about before we started recording, Zach, is most confusing to me, is it not?
Yes. Why look within yourself when you need to look to Jesus?
Right.
You know what I mean? The Lord will give me strength. I was given a spirit, a power and love and a sound mind. I don't need Macaulay Culkin to come in here and give me messages of self-actualization. I need the power and the spirit and the blood of Jesus. Which,
Hell yeah.
that is directly something I could see a pastor saying. And granted, this is a podcast about the actual thought of this stuff, which is why it's so surprising that this wasn't a embargo thing, or they were kind of positive about it.
Yeah.
I saw that even the Dove Foundation gave this a pass. It was like Dove certified. So I don't know if that's because he has a nuclear family. I don't know if that's because a small blonde child was the main protagonist. I don't know.
Possibly.
If it's just because there aren't any worldview issues here other than why isn't he reading the Bible? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
books. Who needs books? Which, I'm sure some of the books they actually, you know what? The books that they kind of go through, I don't think specifically in fantasy, they maybe talk about specifically Alice in Wonderland, right?
There's a reference to it.
Yeah, there's no none of the books here are challenging in any way to a Christian worldview.
Well, they reference some. They reference some adult books and stuff. I talk about it later on, but like, I thought the horror aspect alone would have made this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's pretty intense.
Yeah, that was pretty scary.
But yeah, no, I agree with you. I was definitely shocked that this was. I don't understand why they picked it. They didn't bring up anything about because pride. That's pride. That's believing in yourself is pride, and that was one of the biggest things I was taught was a sin when I was in Sunday school.
Right.
So you would think that that'd be the biggest thing that they'd be like, no, I don't know about that. But it's a +3 on Movie Guide. So if you're a Christian and you're not allowed to watch this, or if you know of Christian children that are trying to watch this and they're like, I can't, my parents are being buttheads. Like, hey, it's on Movie Guide. It's positive, brother. I don't know why you would know Christian kids if they're not yours, but look, man, I'm just trying to say that you should be able to watch this.
Hello there, small religious children. Watch this film from the 1990s with me.
Let me show you a website really quick.
Oh my God.
It's just movieguide.org. This is us we're finally going to get a sponsor. It's movieguide.org.
It's the fucking show against them. Oh man, I don't know.
Right.
What was going on in 1994, man? Macaulay Culkin, like the most adorable child in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And now today he's the world's nicest man with the most like wholesome, charming internet presence.
And like awesome family and
Awesome
like
family.
Killer love story.
Enjoyable dads, like not enjoyable, I guess, like endearing dad stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and it's so nice that like two people that kind of went through that. And again, Macaulay Culkin's journey is very, very different, than a lot of people. Like there's a lot of struggle there. But like the fact that you can find somebody that has been through similar shit.
Yeah.
And like have this absolutely beautiful family with, and just, I don't know. I think it's wonderful stuff. Because, like Brenda Song, also a child actor. So they're able to like connect on that level. And like, who would ever thought about that pairing though?
I know, but it is pretty perfect when you look at him and stuff. It's like, It's just pretty great. Yeah, I'm happy for him, and his friendship with like Seth Green and stuff. I know is another reason why he like got out of a lot of things, and because I was a huge Robot Chicken fan and Stupid Buddy Studios and all that shit when I was like in my early 20s. So I was following like Seth Green and all those guys pretty hardcore. I was always like preaching to people like, you don't get it, Breckenmeyer is underrated.
I think Seth Green though is non-union.
I know. I learned that last year, and I was not happy about it. I saw the email that was going around at their place. It was just like, hey, guys, if you want to keep working in this environment, then we can't have you. It was really gross. It really sucked. So, yeah. So, yes, that's a very good little thing that you pointed out, Zach. Thank you for reminding me. He's a gross person.
I don't know if he's necessarily a gross person, but I do, in fact, see some hoes, Kenny.
He's got some gross personality traits.
Being anti-union is definitely a gross personality trait, but whatever.
I'm going to go get some tomatoes to throw at him. Nothing gross. All right, let's start talking about this movie.
Let's start talking about this movie.
From the creator of An American Tale.
You're in need of adventure.
Wow. Whatever you imagine.
All is possible.
20th Century Fox presents Macaulay Culkin as you've never seen him before.
Look at this place.
On a fantastic journey into a land of endless wonders, where he'll scale the heights of the world's greatest adventures.
Moby Dick, LCP Treasure Island. Happy birthday.
And bring back the ultimate prize.
You've got to fight to make a wish come true.
That's it, boy.
His own courage.
Yes.
Macaulay Culkin.
You're the greatest.
Christopher Lloyd.
Build, triumph, here, and always.
This Thanksgiving, take your family to a world beyond imagination. The Pagemaster.
All right.
You're steering the ship today. This is different. You have the script. You're in control.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit back and try to not derail you.
No, you derail, sir. Let's do this. That's what it's all about, man, is the banter within. Not
just in my pants, baby. Woo.
Yeah. Also, just a quick update. We learned yesterday that Yak Man has a name, and it's Willie Beast, and he's not a fucking yak. He's a wildebeest.
Wildebeest. And then I asserted that Willie da Beast would be a sick ass rapper name.
Or it sounds Willie Beast sounds perverted.
Willie Beast. Oh my God, here he comes, the Willie Beast. Everybody hide. Just like you have people walking the streets with weapons to protect themselves from the Willie Beast.
I've returned. 'Tis I, the Willie Beast.
And he walks slightly bent over.
You don't get it. It's heavy.
Like that episode of Aqua Teen where Carl gets his giant junk enlarged.
Oh God.
Oh no. It is I, the Willie Beast.
It's Christopher Lee. 'Tis I, the Willie Beast. I've come back to claim everyone's willies.
Flee for your lives.
'Tis not I that is the Willie Beast. The Willie Beast is within all of us. All right. I like to call this script Pagemaster (parentheses card).
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh man.
What was it?
I like to call this script Paid Master (parentheses card). Since it's Paid Master card.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, yours was way better.
That was the funniest thing I fucking heard all week there, bud. Yeah, I'm positively quivering with humor.
I just like to do those kind of jokes up front so people can know what to expect from me.
Paid Master. Okay.
Cockamania. And then we started all off. Ah, yes, the wonderful and amazing 20th Century Fox logo and fanfare. The one that makes you think of Star Wars and Alien, classic masterpieces. An ethereal background swirls into view with title cards passing through. Oh shit, I got bars, bro. I got bars. This gives way to clouds twisting and curling into shapes evoking classic stories such as knights fighting dragons and pirate ships going across oceans. Smash cut. A thunderstorm awakens a small boy. It's the what happened? What happened? What happened?
Sorry, I just opened my notes. Sorry.
Okay,
and
no,
I
you're
totally.
Cool.
Do you see the dragon squirts fire all over the guy? And I said, "Ooh, dragon squirts." That's what happens when I don't heat up my leftovers.
Ew.
Is this a dream, or is this child like on some hallucinogenics? Because I ain't never had a dream about dragons just burning dudes.
Yeah, right. And then he's supposed to be terrified of everything, so I don't think he's read these stories before.
Right. Or like the entire movie is a fever dream because of his indigestion.
I hate when that happens.
Puking.
And then you were there, and you were there, and shut up.
Yeah, that would have been cool if he saw like or heard the voices of people.
Right,
were the books at the very end.
Yeah, turns the corner of the library, and there's like a teacher that was there or something. She's like, and "It's Whoopi Goldberg." You're like, "Oh,
hey,
that's the lady." I think it's just I don't know. I think it was just supposed to be the clouds, like the thunderstorm happening, but it's just like, yeah, I don't know. I didn't really think about it. I was just like, that's pretty.
And was the score kind of extremely ostentatious here? Like, this is the most magical, whimsical score in the history of magical, whimsical scores. It's like,
hell yeah.
This is an hour and 10-minute, like, kids film, dude. Like, just pump the brakes there, pal.
Dude, that's James Horner. He's a beast. He made some of the best scores, like, of all time. I'll get into it a little bit more later, but yeah, I love that dude. Where did I go? Smash cut. A thunderstorm wakes a small boy. It's the Culkster. Obviously scared, he turns on a flashlight and searches around his room for danger. We see labels all over his belongings, making us think that he possibly has OCD and is maybe terrified of everything. Kalkenstein looks under his bed for monsters and the dad from Seventh Heaven.
Oh God, fuck you, Donovan. Oh my God. Oh no.
Finding nothing under his mattress, he begins to look out his window and, oh snap, it's a terrifying tree. But where's the face on this thing? We've seen this done time and time again. It's a trope for sure, but it's missing the scary face, like the ones from Snow White and all those other movies.
Mm-hmm.
I was very disappointed in that.
There's that weird gnarled face in it. It's like, oh, gonna get you.
Yeah,
Nope, it's just a tree.
yeah, boo. I need a scary face on that tree.
Did you notice some of the names in that the title card credit sequence though? We're like witnessing a secret Star Trek movie.
Yeah, I read that on IMDb. I didn't realize how many Star Trek people were in this movie.
Yeah, and there's even one buried in there somewhere.
Yeah,
We'll talk about that later.
I didn't know who that guy was until I looked it up. That was pretty cool.
Star Trek, baby.
I knew you were gonna know all that stuff as we were watching it. You would figure it all out.
Oh, yeah.
Finally having enough and probably pooping and peeing in his pants, Cog Ezekiel runs to his parents' room. Before he can even open the door, he listens in on their conversation. And it's not a great one, but it's better than hearing other things come from your parents' room. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about the sex.
I don't know, man. Ed Begley Jr. was fucking bagging on this kid.
Yeah, I know, right? It does get pretty intense.
Dude, he might just have a little bit of the tism. Just like relax. You know, like why is he so mean to his own son? He's not like mean to him, but like he's mean about him.
Yeah, absolutely. He gets really fucking rough about it.
Oh,
But
damn.
you know what else that he could have heard in his parents' room? The releasing of Kung. It's a good thing that didn't happen.
Aligning of the virtues. Yeah, baby.
His father is throwing an absolute fit about how much of his son is scared of things. Meanwhile, his mom is trying to calm him down, like he's legitimately pacing back and forth. He's throwing a fit, and she has to tell him, like, basically, that's still your son. Stop talking so much shit.
Why are you so mad, dude?
The father goes on to say facts that Macaulay said at tryouts for soccer or baseball. I can't really remember, but this made me think that he is possibly also a hypochondriac. I don't know why I threw a T in there. Sorry. Did you know that shin splints could give you blood clots? Or did you know that getting hit in the head with a ball can make you develop tumors?
Hey, man, this is important information. Is this the dad is just anti-science is what we're getting from this? Like he doesn't need rational explanations for things or any sort of medical or scientific backing for anything. I just want my son to be a man.
You're basically right. Stop being such a pussy, son.
But Dad, there's such a thing as CTE.
Yeah, right. I'm 6. I don't give no shits. Take off that helmet.
It'd be funny though if like we saw snips of this stuff instead of being told about it from off screen of like all these people just rolling their eyes as little tiny Macaulay Culkin is telling them like, you're going to get mashed potato brain and get black spots, but nobody will be able to tell until you die or kill your entire family and write Bible verses all over your naked body. And they're like, what the fuck is wrong with this kid?
Oh my God, that's funny. Do you think he was screaming about it like you're saying, or do you think he was calm about it? He was probably like freaking the fuck out.
Like one step away from a sandwich board and a giant bell.
Right. We're all gonna die. Back in the bedroom, Jesus Christ. Back in the bedroom, Daddy begins. Fuck my life. I'm sorry. I'm a little tired.
It's not like you worked overnight or anything.
You're right. Back in the bedroom, Daddy begins to complain about his son being scared of things.
Oh, no. Did you just put bedroom and Daddy that close together, you sick man?
You know I did.
Yikes. Back in the bedroom, Daddy. The importance of a comma, kids.
The importance of a coma after hearing something like that. He's even saying that he's building a treehouse that his son's not appreciating. The mother says, you know he's afraid of heights. My question is, why the hell is this treehouse being built then? If he knows his son is scared of heights, why would he build something so grandiose that's the opposite of his interests? Maybe exposure therapy, but you could just take him rock climbing instead. I don't know. This feels like it's something that dad just really wants for himself.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, this is going to be my chill spot. Don't come look for me.
Well, this is 94. Is this before parents even had the idea that, hey, maybe my child just isn't an extension of myself? You
Oh,
know what I
yeah.
mean?
Not yet.
Like, he's going to be a man. He's going to be so tough. Like, this is that dad that you would be terrified would actually cause you physical harm if you came out to him or something. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I know exactly.
I'll
what you
never
mean.
speak to my son again.
It's one of those stereotypical dads from 90s movies where it's like the son's afraid to talk to the dad. They don't agree. They have nothing in common. That kind of shit. You guys have
Hey.
seen it before.
And that's not just a movie thing, kids.
Nuh-uh.
Why in the world would that be a trope in fiction? I don't know. Maybe because artists and sensitive, creative people that make media and make stories have had these struggles in the past. And maybe, just maybe, we can use stories, much like this movie is telling us, to shape and understand the world around us better. That's why everybody should read more. Thank you for coming to my Red Talk.
Hell yeah. Amen.
And that's how literature works, dude.
You know what? You're making me really think about all types of art that there might be more meaning to it. That's craziness.
You fucking what, mate?
Subtext of what?
You fucking what, mate?
All right. Where did I even fucking go? Next day. Yeah, that's it. Next day, we see the dad working on the treehouse. Calcazilla wanders up to see what's up. His dad notices him and asks what he's doing. We also learned that his name is Rich or Richie or Richard, whatever the hell you want to call him, because it changes a bunch.
Everything is connected. Everything. His name is Richie, right? Richie
Yep.
Rich. He drops a paint can full of heavy shit on his dad's head, right? Everything is connected. All Macaulay Culkin movies exist in the multiverse.
My God, you're
There-
right.
Multiple iterations of Macaulay Culkin's different lives in the multiverse.
But they're all the same kid.
Yeah, it's Kevin McAllister died from bee stings. He warded off these violent criminals from his home, but was felled by bee stings.
And he was a crazy party promoter that killed his roommate. You've seen Party Monster.
No, I've never
Oh.
seen Party Monster.
Well, that's what happens in that.
Oh.
Dad asks Rich to hand him the nails on the ground, and Rich tries to just like reach up, even though he's like 10 feet off the ground. He's like, eh! Like that's gonna work somehow. His dad tries to convince him to just climb up the ladder, saying it's super sturdy, but he just refuses flat out. So he puts the nails in a pulley system and he just hoists it up. He's not paying attention and he pulls it way too high and he accidentally drops the whole goddamn bucket on his dad's head, who falls out and lands on his back so hard that I assumes he poops and peed in his pants.
Why?
Because I would, like, for real.
Because you fell 4 feet out of a treehouse?
4 feet, sir. That was 10 at the least.
Dude, this treehouse is the lamest shit ever. Like,
It's
fuck
not-
your treehouse.
I'm not disagreeing. It's missing a whole fucking wall.
Isn't it? It's only like 5 feet in the air.
Maybe because of my childhood, it seemed higher. I felt like it was like, that's got to be like 3 fucking stories.
And he dropped that can of heavy stuff on his dad's head. He's lucky his dad didn't hurt him for that. Because I know some people that
Dude.
would have got swung on for that kind of shit.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like speaking from experience, I feel you.
That's some angry boomer dad shit.
Oh, yeah, right.
Greatest generation dad shit. You're just like, oh, you sneezed the wrong way. I should just punch him in the fucking face.
Right.
It's tomorrow's Father's Day, by the way. So fuck you, Dad.
Agreed. Fuck you, Dad. Big old fuck you.
Yeah.
I hope you're able to hear this somehow, you big old butthole.
Piece of fucking shit.
You fucking dildo. I'm
Your-
trying to not be too vulgar because all I want to do is be very vulgar.
Your dad deserves it, though.
Fucking Yeah, man. You big old poop sucker.
I can't talk shit. My dad is dead, and he was semi cool, but kind of authoritarian at the same time, which is hard to 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 juxtapose in your head.
Yeah, right. It's complicated. I understand.
I can't talk shit about my dad because he's dead.
I feel you, man. I feel you. You don't have to either. I'm not gonna make you. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, no, I did it. You gotta do it too. God damn it.
But if you are a dad, happy this is not coming out till after Father's Day, so you're doing a great job.
Yeah, right. I hope that day was good for you. If you're a good dad, if you're a bad dad, don't fucking do nothing on Father's Day. If I find out you did, I'm gonna write you an angry fucking letter so hard. You're gonna
strongly worded letter.
You're gonna be like, this guy's not happy with me.
That's a disgruntled gentleman right there.
He worded it very professionally, but oh boy. Okay.
To whom it may concern, go toss yourself off of a bridge, sir.
But the thing you pointed out though about the dad like not getting mad, I remember when I watched this, I was like taken aback by that as a kid, being like, whoa, that's wild that his dad's not freaking out on him. So I'm glad you pointed that out because I didn't think about that before. Which is also wild because I noticed this after he falls like that, he just fucking gets up like nothing happens. He's not like going like, oh, he just like rolls over and sits up.
He's no selling the fucking bumps, brother. At Begley Jr.'s GMS, get my shit in, GMSI. He doesn't sell for Macaulay Culkin, please.
No, not at all. After this, he shakes it off like nothing happened, and he asks Rich to go to the hardware store and pick up some new nails because they've scattered all over the fucking place now. Filled with anxiety, he
can't pick them up or find a fucking magnet.
Right,
what are you doing?
That takes too much time, bro.
No, I will send my child who is cripplingly afraid of goddamn everything to go across town to go to the hardware store just to teach him a lesson rather than standing here with my child and picking up all the individual nails that dropped. This is that we have 90s movie money, so you're not struggling, so you don't have to pick up the nails. Like, we dropped the nails, just fucking walk over them or whatever. Go pick up more nails at the store. They only cost 10 cents.
Yeah, go buy more. What else do we need? A new refrigerator? That's only $25 right now. Fucking bullshit. But no, Dad is like super trying to hard sell this shit too. Like he's like, no, Dad, I don't like. He's like, no. He's like basically grabbing him by the shoulders. He's like, you're gonna listen to me, and you're gonna do this. So he just reluctantly agrees. And next shot is a garage door slowly opening, and we see a bicycle that is completely dripped the hell out. I'm talking like pimp my ride levels for like a crazy scared kid. Side mirrors, check. Big red flag for maximum view. Check. A riot shield turned into a headlight holder. Double check. And lastly, this thing beeps like a fucking garbage truck.
This safety rig bike was so sick. Like he could be riding bikes with the fucking mods in the 80s in the UK with all those side mirrors and shit. Rolling deep with all these fucking guys wearing shark skin suits and stuff. It was so cool. I saw that. I was like, this child's going to get picked on by like movie bullies or something. Because I had never seen this. This child's going to get picked on by movie bullies. But like if old ass 38-year-old me walked past and saw a kid riding a bike that looked like that, I'd be like, give me a fist bump, little dude. Like that's the sickest bike ever.
It's fucking rad, dude.
Rad as shit.
We see him cruising down the street and he notices a group of kids jumping a makeshift ramp. They catch sight of him and immediately start berating him like crazy about his bike. They ask him questions like, is he going to go to the moon and other dumb things. Of course he's not going to go to the moon. It's a bike and he's just a little boy. How do they think it's going to blast off?
He doesn't have a weird bundle in the front basket of his bicycle. He's not going to the moon.
No.
He's just ambling along.
Like fucking silly. That was silly. I love that. That was great. Okay, he rides off.
And like I was like, fuck you, movie bullies, man. Like we have already discussed my hatred for movie bullies,
Yeah.
but like you don't talk to Lil Mac that way. You don't talk to Lil Mac that way. He's an American treasure.
Oh, dude, that reminds me. My one of my oldest is gonna be going into high school, and we were at the store a couple days ago, and we were talking about it, and they're like, "I'm actually kind of nervous about going to high school," and we started talking about movie bullies. I was like, "I promise, it's not as bad as movies." We had that whole conversation. So yeah, that reminded me of that because I was like, "Yeah, me and my buddy Zach were just talking about that because it's not as bad as they portray."
Yeah. Man, I don't know, man. I don't know. At least these kids weren't trying to like murder him. Somebody didn't run up and like stick a stick through his bike spokes. He's like, "Yeah, fuck you, Mac." Like, oh my god.
Right. No,
Richie
they weren't.
the bitchy, and like start pushing him down and shit.
Right. It's very true. These ones weren't trying to actively murder him. It
They were
does.
just kind of rude.
Yeah, they were a little mean, calling him names and stuff. Actually, they didn't even call him names. They picked on his bike.
Right. But it's
They
a
were-
sick bike. Like that's a custom job, dude.
It'd be
That's
funny
like
though if they were
crap.
like one of them tries to make fun of his personal appearance and the other one's like, "Hey, that's crossing the line. Leave him alone. The bike's okay. That's inanimate. Don't be rude." He rides on and comes to a tunnel as an imposing thunderstorm brews overhead. He rides through the tunnel as fast as he can, faster than the devil. This part kind of reminded me of the Wizard of Oz, like did.
And he got insta stormed. I was watching
Hell
this,
yeah,
like,
dude.
that storm came out of nowhere. What is this? Northeast Ohio? Like, just don't worry about it. Go sit under an overpass and wait for 5 to 7 minutes, and it'll just be 97 degrees outside, and you'll be miserable again. Oh, and
Hell
wait
yeah.
another 5 to 7 minutes, and then there will be snow for absolutely no reason.
Yeah, but at least there's no humidity with that snow.
Yeah. I love
That's-
some snow. I miss snow. You remember when we had snow more than once a year? Well, you live in Wisconsin, so you probably
Yeah.
have more snow than me.
I'm not cool with it as much.
Oh.
I'm not cool with it. I get sick of it very fast.
Lame. I wish there was snow all the time. I am a child. So like I literally have a
Hey.
mentality. I look outside and I'm like, if there's no fucking snow on Christmas, I'm gonna be pissed. There hasn't been snow
see-
on Christmas in Cleveland for like 15 years.
I get that. I get the beautifulness of it, and it is like especially like untouched snow and no one's stepped in it yet, and you're about to be the first person to step in it. You're like, ooh,
Perfection.
yeah.
Perfection.
And the crunch it makes, I love all of that. But what I don't like is the next 6 weeks where it's so cold that it's just frozen solid everywhere now. It's not
Yeah.
snow anymore. It's just dunes of ice.
Give me that shit.
Fucking-
I love dunes of ice. I
You
love
love
ice.
dunes of ice. That's when you fucking trip on one sheet of it, and then you hit the fucking one that's like 6 feet tall and crack your ribs, and then you're like, ooh.
Well, fun fact, I walk around hunched over like an old man, and well, I kind of waddle like a penguin, and both of those things are instrumental to never falling over and tripping or slipping on ice. And I have not tripped, slipped, or fell on ice in 15, 17 years because I walk like I'm 95 years old.
well, fuck.
That's just me being a piece of shit. But
It's me, dude.
I don't know. I love. I would much rather be cold than sweaty. I
See,
hate.
I'm the
sweaty.
opposite. I'm 100% the opposite. I would rather be hot and then be cold. I fucking hate the cold so much. The second it's like 30 degrees, I'm like, nope. So I don't know why I've lived here for so long because it gets like negative 30 sometimes.
Famous tropical environment, Wisconsin.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, dude, once it gets like 40, I'm good. Like if it gets below like 55, that's my prime environment. 55 to like 0 degrees. Let's go. I'm good. I just put on my coat. I'm a shorts in the wintertime guy too. So
That makes sense.
you know,
With everything you're saying, that makes sense.
I have a friend who's like, oh, you know, people who wear shorts in the wintertime are just idiots. I know he came over to my house. I was just wearing shorts and it was like blowing blizzard snow. And I was just walking the dog as he drove past. And I was like, fuck you, Dad. He's like, I think I'm just too much of a dad. I think it's irresponsible. Like, okay, well, I have to flip you off as you drive past. I'm wearing my shorts.
Hell yeah. Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
Ah, yes. Shorts in wintertime, gangsta.
Hell yeah, brother. Ah, where the fuck am I? He rides to the tunnel as fast as he can, but on the other side awaits more of the thunderstorm. It's hailing almost, and shit's going crazy. A tree branch falls, obstructing his path, and he swerves but hits a tree like super goddamn hard. I actually laughed at this. It's like, oh god.
It was kind of grisly almost. I was like, oh, is he gonna be okay? He's like limps, dragging his foot behind him at a like grotesque angle.
See, this is where I think he died, and the rest of the movie is him dying. I'm gonna do that for every movie from now on. I'm gonna find a way to make that happen.
Everybody dies. Everything is a pre-death delusion.
He just the credits is just cuts back to him just twitching on the side of the road for the last couple seconds, and then lines credits.
A pool of blood just like slowly growing around him.
Yep. Oh, it's so dark, but it's beautiful. It's so sad.
Oh, that's little Mac.
That's Oscar bait right there, buddy. It's like first the bees, now this. He swerves but hits a tree or a statue because it's so goddamn hard. But one thing's for sure, as he states, no cranial damage. He sees a building and quickly runs to it. But outside, there's a statue of a lion, and he is rightfully terrified of it. This thing is so scary, it looks like it's going to yell at me, then eat me.
Hey, you can't walk there. Oh, snap. Is this the most imposing library that has ever been built?
Right,
Like,
it's pretty terrifying.
That building is sus as fuck, dude. Do not run in there. Like any port in a storm, my ass. You see a building looking that scary? No, I will stand in the rain. Thank you very much.
Yeah, just staring out there, staring up.
I'm good. I am fine. I'm good out here. I am not going in there. This is terrifying.
But of course, he decides that he's going to step into this giant room. Is it a room, though? I don't know what another word for it is. Is it like a foyer?
It's a rotunda.
That's what it is. I couldn't think of the word. Walking inside further, a man starts to walk in through a creepily lit doorway. He's pushing a cart of books, and around him are walls covered in books. He steps forward and shakes Richie's little hand and welcomes him to the library. Who is this mystery man? It's my main man, Doc fucking Brown, people. Judge Toon, my dudes. The crazy son of a bitch from Taxi. I'm talking Christopher motherfucking Lloyd.
And in this film, the role of Sigmund Freud will be played by Christopher Lloyd. Because he straight up looked like a crazy German psychologist. What was this Van Dyke beard? He was like, oh my god. So for the rest of the movie, I had him listed as Sigmund Lloyd.
Sigmund Lloyd. That's top tier, right? Like wordplay right there. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
That's a shirt, dude.
Dude, that's sick as shit.
His head from this movie.
Merch idea. Yeah.
Oh
Just a picture of Christopher Lloyd.
Damn it, dude.
Sigmund Lloyd.
I gotta try to design that. Like it's black and white. That'd be sick.
Hell yeah, dude.
He asks what Richie is looking for, but before he can answer, he says, I know what you're looking for. It's a fantasy. Which is kind of weird to say to a little boy that you just met. But if you listen further, we notice it's not nefarious. He continues to describe a fantasy story. Pirates, dragons, a government that works for its people. Can I get an amen?
We have truly ventured into the realm of fiction. People doing good things for other people. Heroic actions such as self-sacrifice, or I don't know, the very, very low bar. I don't know, the very, very high bar of common human decency.
No, thank you. That's gross. Richie.
But he sold the fuck out of the event. Like, I have adventure in all capitals on my notes because, like, adventure.
Yeah,
like,
the way.
Let's go.
The way he says it is really, it's fucking epic.
Yeah.
Just think Doc Brown. That's that craziness, but I mean that epicness, but it's like toned down and brought into like this bravado.
And
So good.
This movie spoke to me on many different levels.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you noticed or anything, but you know, I may or may not, you know, have taken the message of this film, even though I never saw it, very much to heart.
Look to the books, brother.
Because like I'm like, oh, this entire movie's just gonna be about reading 6 stories. Like, let's go. This is my entire life.
Man. That's why I wanted you to see it so bad. I was like, oh God, I guessed where you were gonna go with it, and I think I know I'm right, but I still want to wait to find out your true feelings on it. I want to see them unfold as we talk about it. Like a beautiful flower. I want to see it come out and be beautiful.
He says to Lil Mac, he says, I know what you're here for. You're here for the books. And he's like, I don't want any books. I'm like, oh, I take it back. Fuck Lil Mac. This kid sucks.
Yeah, right.
What kind of absolute dog shit human walks into a library and goes, no, I don't want any books. Like, you fucking what? Look at this place. It's awesome.
And it's fucking empty, and this guy's super nice to you, and he starts signing him up for a library card, like immediately, like it's not a big deal. But that's when he's just straight up like, no thanks.
Well, when you say it like that, oh, it's super empty, and this very nice older man is signing me up for things I never want. Okay, all right, run away, Lil Mac.
Right. He's like, where's the phone? Visually disappointed, Christopher Lloyd stands up, and at this point he looks like, and I expected him to, snap the clipboard he's holding over his fucking knee.
He popped that old man's book sharing bubble pretty fucking hard, dude.
Right.
Like, oh yeah, you got your pirates, you got your fucking adventure stories, you got fantasy, you got horror, and the kid's like, no, I just want to go home. He's like, okay, you little fucking piece of shit. It's over there. Like, this man just wanted to give you a Robert Louis Stevenson book so bad. He's like, have you ever read Gulliver's Travels? That shit will have you geeking. Like, not really, dude. It's kind of boring, but okay.
That's fucking dope. I've never read it. Have you read Gulliver's Travels?
Oh yeah, it's just a travelogue.
No, I've never read it before.
A made up travelogue, which, like, I guess, you know, back in the day,
kind of cool. Yeah.
A lot of things, like, well, I will get way too far into the weeds about books and shit, so I'm gonna keep my shit to my shit.
All right. Richie asks to use a phone, and the librarian gives him very bizarre and complicated directions to it. He begins to proceed through the stacks, but turns back because he's scared. And Christopher tells him that there's no need to be afraid, and if he gets lost, to look for the exit sign. Finding the courage, he walks down the hallway and finds a giant rotunda. There's a compass on the floor, but above it, there's a giant painting that depicts a dragon, Blackbeard the pirate, but actually we find out that's Long John Silver, Moby Dick, and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. One of my favorite stories when I was a little boy.
Man, maybe Movie Guide should have been harsher on this movie with depictions of small child looks at paintings of dick.
Fuck. Oh, sir, that was disgusting.
Or a painting of Moby.
Yeah,
who is Moby? Is Moby and Fatboy Slim the same person?
I've never seen him in the same room.
Yeah. You've never seen him in the same room, and Eminem is not afraid to punch a man with glasses. The only reason people know who Moby is because Eminem fucking dissed the shit out of him.
Well, guess what, sir? My father was obsessed with Moby and Fatboy Slim. So, yeah, I had to listen to that shit a lot. I fucking hate it.
Man, ugh.
In the middle of the painting, there's a wizard that looks surprisingly and suspiciously like the librarian. That's when dripping rain starts to go. Wait, where am I at? Drip, drip. That's the rain going onto the floor beneath Richie's feet. He slips, and he knocks his head, but quickly reopens his eyes. The lights are out now, and he calls out for help, but no one answers as he stands. But no one answers. As he stands, the lights turn back on, and he looks around. The small drops of paint begin to fall onto him and the floor. When I was a kid, this was one of my favorite moments. Like visually, the way the paint was just looked super cool. It was like so satisfying. You know what I mean?
Did he also die when he hit his head, or he died when his bike hit the tree?
He
'Cause
came. Oh god damn
He
it.
hits his head hard. Like, oh my god! Did they?
He was concussed when he hit the tree, and then he died here.
When he stands up, he just tastes almonds in the back of his throat, and then just sees all this paint dripping from the ceiling, and that's it. Like, he is dead. The rest of the movie is just the synapses in his brain, just like desperately trying to pull electricity from his heart, and like not working properly.
Yep,
It's the death of his neurons.
The last thing he saw was the bookshelf, so he's like just firing, like his brain's just like trying to make sense of it. Books.
The last thing he listened to his father watch on television was a Star Trek marathon, so that's why he has all these Star Trek characters in his brain.
That would be fucking gnarly. I wish that would happen every time I watch TV. And I just have like those characters from those shows in my dream as like the cast of something. That'd be sick, dude. Watch the Muppets every night before I go to bed. Just have it be the cast and everything. Hell yeah.
The Muppets, Supernatural.
Oh my god, dude. Hell yeah.
Gonzo is Dean Winchester.
Gonzo is Dean. Hell yeah. And Camilla is fucking Sammy. Come on, Sammy. The paint from the mural begins to ooze and turn and twist, and then pours onto the floor. The wave of Technicolor begins to chase Richie through the stacks of books. I'm going to keep saying stacks so everyone catches on that I mean books. I'm a smart person. The waves contort and go through the multiple directions. Richie ends up back at the rotunda and standing in the middle of the compass, and the waves convene in the middle and splash Richie into oblivion. Fade to black. As the color returns, animated hands come into frame, now a cartoon. We learn that because he says it.
Yeah, we didn't need the commentary. Like, we could see you're a cartoon. Like, you have to realize, I'm a cartoon. Like, oh man, how disorienting would that be? Like, now realizing you can only exist in 2 dimensions.
Yeah, that would suck.
Your entire like sanity would just be shredded.
Oh yeah. Then
Although if
you
you did exist in 2 dimensions, you wouldn't really know you only existed in 2 dimensions. That would just be the way you perceive the world around you. So
unless you were 2-dimensional in the still regular world, right?
Oh, that would be so freaky.
That'd be gnarly. Like you can turn and like you're wavy because you can't really. Oh shit. The wizard steps out from the shadows and is voiced by none other than Christopher Lloyd. Double Lloyds. Thank you. The wizard begins to tell him all the magical stories that are hidden within the library. Visions of pirate ships and other elements of books float in as apparitions above their heads. And then a book cart sweeps by and picks up Richie, and it speeds him through the stacks. The wizard yells after, Richie, the only way home is to pass 3 tests. Horror, adventure, and fantasy. He also says that whenever in doubt, look to the books. Tokyo drifting through the animated library, Richie slams into the phone booth he was looking for. As he begins to gather himself, a sword pops out of a book and almost cuts his weenie.
Oh my god, fuck you. You're gross.
The book begins to talk, and we notice that he looks like a pirate. Who is this voiced by, we ask ourselves? Well, it's none other than Captain Jean-Luc Picard.
Did you get salty vibes from these books?
The singing psalm book?
Yeah. And this is, because it's a pirate, this is Salty's cousin, Salty.
Oh, you son of a bitch. That was a... God damn it. I gotta stop recording now. That was too...
Salty Psalms. Oh, I just took a psalm in my pants.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
shit. No, you could cut all that because that was terrible. Yeah, Salty's cousin, so salty because he's a old sea dog because he's
Yeah.
brine encrusted.
Salty dog. Yeah.
Salty,
Real salty dog.
salty.
The
Yeah.
pirate book.
Patrick Stewart, that's rad as shit. Let's go.
The pirate book is about to absolutely murder Richie until he's straight up like coming at him with a sword until Richie like reaches out with his library card. And the book remarks one of my favorite lines of the whole movie, which is, "I didn't know you was a customer."
Like you're gonna kill a small child because he didn't have a library card?
Right. And he's
That's
a book,
awesome.
so he's been around. He knows what a child is. Blah, blah, blah. He tells Richie that he can help him escape the library if he promises to check him out. I mean, take him home. I mean, rent him. Because he's a book.
Oh my god. Oh god. This movie took a very dark turn.
This is Pretty Woman? What's happening?
Oh my god.
Pirate Book says that if they go off the ground, they can get a better look at things. But Richie says he's scared of heights. So Pirate Book says that he'll just take care of that, no problem, and begins to open a book with a giant fucking squid. The monster begins to come out of the book and rip apart the ladder. And Pirate Book jumps across the aisle and lands on a shelf that's full of well-known titles, like Cinderella and The Wizard of Oz and Road to Oz. Richie jumps as well and begins to grab onto some books for support. As he pulls them out,
Me too, buddy. Me too.
Yeah, that's beautiful, Zach.
Were you okay with the giant squid? Or are you desperately trying to avoid thinking about it?
No, it really freaked me out when I was a kid, and now it's not as bad. It's like the memory of how much it freaked me out when I was younger. You know what I mean? But Moby Dick in this did still freak me the fuck out.
Yeah, dude, I have that too. I was like, oh my god, no wonder
Yeah.
this movie left an imprint on you with your thalassophobia.
Dude, that's another thing. I just saw my Facebook memories today that I realized what my fear was, like the phobia.
Mhm.
So that's weird that you just said that because I never knew what it was till this day a couple of years ago. Weird synchronicities, my friend.
It's almost like everything is connected. Oh
God
my
is real.
Nah, I wouldn't go that far. Never mind. Everything is random. We're all just gonna die.
I say that sometimes to my wife, like if something's connected or something, I'm like, oh no, I'm screwed. I'm wrong.
Speaking of connected, you going to a garage sale and finding a Warriors of Virtue action figure
Yes.
may be evidence for a higher power.
Yeah, that was fucking wild,
How
dude.
does that even work, dude? I'm like, it has been foretold.
That was either the day we recorded or the day after, but yeah,
It was the day after. I was like, oh my god, that's crazy.
just finding it in the wild like that was so nuts. As Richie pulls out the books for support, one begins to talk. This one looks like a fairy and is voiced by the legendary Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, Whoopi Goldberg. I wonder if Patrick Stewart and Whoopi Goldberg were in the same
They were.
in the same room together, like, because you know how a lot of animated movies, like,
Yeah.
you'd never actually see the other actors, but like it would have just been nice to know that they were in the same room together and like they're magic together on screen. So
Yeah.
it would have been nice to see them together in a booth making weird jokes at each other. But
I wonder if there's a behind the scenes stuff of it, but I was looking at the IMDb trivia of it this morning and it said that those two did record together.
but they're great. I don't know. How familiar are you with Star Trek: The Next Generation?
That was the one I watched the most. My dad
Okay.
watched it when I was a kid, so whenever I think of Star Trek, that's the one I think of.
All that stuff with Guinan and like just how it's anytime Captain Picard has to interact with Guinan, it's just like, this is great. They're so good together on screen, and
She worked at like the restaurant part of it, didn't she?
Mhm. She
Okay,
was like technically the bartender in 10 Forward or whatever, but she was.
Okay.
It's kind of a shitty racist trope, to
Yeah.
make her mystical melanated lady, but she's just so good. Like, I don't know. It it's kind of a shitty racist trope, but at the same time, like maybe you just actually need the wisdom of like a wise woman to tell you what to do, even if you are the captain of a starship. I don't know.
I
That's
feel
kind of
what you're
how I
saying.
took it, but
I feel
although I
what you're
did not
saying.
know at the time that that was a really gross racist trope in fiction. But yeah.
I don't know enough about that show at all because when I was young, I didn't like pick up on storylines or anything. That's how little I was when I watched it. I just recognized characters and shit. You know what I mean?
Oh man,
Uh,
definitely recommend rewatching Star Trek: The Next Generation, but like start on season 2 instead of season 1.
okay, for sure. I appreciate that because I hate starting on I like starting at good points. So I always recommend certain episodes too. Of shit. Uh, we learn pretty quickly that she's fantasy, and she says that she can make his wish come true and get him home. But she has to make sure that he will get her checked out first. You know what I mean? I'm not doing this again. I'm not being perverted. You are. Pirate Man or Book or whatever you want to call him notices the fairy book talking to Richie and begins to argue with her. They start going at it pretty hardcore. She calls him a short story, which made me chuckle.
But like they're books, right? They've been here for a long time. They should know he can check out more than one book at a time.
Yeah, even when I was a kid, that was a little logic thing that didn't make a lot of sense to me.
That's like one of the greatest delights of going to the library as a small child. It's like walking out with far more books than you actually need or will be able to read in a week. Like, okay, yeah, we probably went overboard, but at least we'll still have all this cool shit to read.
Hell yeah, that's what we do when we go to the library. We let our kids get a lot. Our kids read fast as shit though, and their reading levels are really high.
Mhm.
But we do that, and we just let them go crazy with it. And if they don't go through them all, then we'll just take the ones they did back, renew the ones they didn't, get more. They read so much, dude. I'm
Moral of the
honest.
story is if you go to the library, your ass better take a wagon to bring all the
Yes,
books back with you.
yes, sir.
I also found fantasy's snobbishness towards adventure fiction to be very, very meta. And I don't know if that was on the part of the writer of the film,
Mhm.
but there's certainly an idea that like uh, adventure fiction is too pulpy to be considered anything of merit.
Okay.
That it actually exists in literary circles. Technically, genre fiction in general is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Is not seen as literary, but whatever. Even though the books that they are talking about specifically in adventure and horror are considered literature now,
Yeah.
it's a whole thing. But still, like genre fiction is generally kind of looked down upon by actual people who don't consider it literature.
Adventure falls off the bookshelf and Richie begs her to catch him, but she pretends her wand isn't working and doesn't, and he just falls on his fucking face. Fairy Book proceeds to tell them both that the exit is close to her fantasy section, and then as both books fight over who Richie's checking out, you know what I mean. The fairy book shoots pixie dust into Adventure Book's face, causing him to let go. Landing on his face, Fantasy Book tries to convince Richie to run away with her, and stating that Adventure doesn't even know where they are. Seeing some Sherlock Holmes books, he shouts out that they're in Baskerville and tells Richie to open this book, The Hound of Baskerville, and then out leaps a bunch of ravenous dogs and begins to chase the three of them through the books.
But like Hound
Unknown,
of the Baskervilles could be considered horror. You know, it's not even really a mystery because I don't usually consider most Sherlock Holmes stories mysteries because they're not very mysterious. It's just
yeah,
like uh, a way for Sherlock Holmes to just flex how much of a asshole he is towards everybody, and he just
hell
knows
yeah.
everything. But yeah, that was freaky to me. Like if I would have seen this when I was a kid, I would have been traumatized by this movie.
Yeah, no, the moments like this do stick out for sure, and the way that they're animated and colored is beautiful but jarring, especially to a little kid. Um, Unknowingly, they run into the horror section, breaking through a hole in a shelf, as they see an atmosphere of darkness and coldness. Books standing up, reminiscing tombstones, and whistle and wind whistles through the air. Fantasy, Jesus Christ, come on, man. Adventure and fantasy tell Richie to stay close by, and he'll have nothing to worry about. As they walk through the graveyard, there are tombstones with references to classic horror, things like "Rest in Peace, Dracula." Richie notices that the exit sign is on the other side of a giant haunted house. The books convince Richie that he has to go through the house in order to get through to the exit, and Fantasy sees a plaque on the wall that reads Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and she says, "Must be a duplex."
That physically made me laugh out loud.
Yeah, I love that.
So funny. Like, there was a couple moments in this movie that I just like fully chuckled out loud. It was a very funny moment.
Mm-hmm.
But like, here's my thought. Right?
Yeah.
The atmosphere here is wonderful. The matte paintings look amazing. Everywhere they're going in this library is made of books. Like the entire entire old dark house is made completely of books. The big mountain they have to climb later is made of like rocks that look like books, right? So, but like they had to go straight to horror first. You know, you couldn't give Richie the old compliment sandwich, you know, give him fantasy, then horror in the middle, and then adventure on the end. You know, you just have to like stick him right into the fire, the very first thing. Like, no, just scare this kid so hard that he poops and pees his pants.
Exactly right, sir. I'm glad you're catching on. That Fantasy, she's always cracking me up. After Richie rings the doorbell, another book falls from the top of the house. Reminiscent. Oh my lord. Zach, I apologize. Reminiscent of The Hunchback of Notre Dame, the new book lands in Richie's arms. He speaks, and it's the voice of the legendary Frank Welker. He's featured in possibly hundreds of titles, but most notable to me and my favorite is Scooby-Doo and Fred from Scooby-Doo.
The legend, Frank Welker. There's another legend coming up. I don't know if he's a legend, but he's a very recognizable voice coming up later in the movie. Well, the person immediately coming up after this is a legend. After that, I don't know. Legendary status might be up for debate.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Could the horror book not have been so Hunchback of Notre Dame, Frankenstein coded? Like, could horror not have been a monster, but rather been like coded to be Vincent Price?
Oh, that'd be sick. I feel like that's
rad.
That would be. I feel like the whole Frankenstein Hunchback thing is just like the most generic thing that they do.
You're like, hello and welcome.
Don't go into that house. Horror.
It might not be a good idea. Like, oh no, yeah,
that'd be sick, right? I wouldn't go into that house if I were you.
There may be a murder, and it might be yours, or maybe you're already dead.
Lightning flash. Shit. You get covered in spooky spiders. Shit, that just makes me really happy. I just want to see that so bad. It's just like his face on the spine, just like his little goatee
with his mustache.
Hell yeah, dude, that'd be so sick. I fucking love that. Adventure exclaims that he's about to walk through the house when Horror yells that it's too scary. They ask him what he's scared of, and he does this whole like miming routine that's really freaking hilarious.
It was very funny. I laughed out loud again. It was very funny.
Yeah. He says all the things he's afraid of, but mostly scary endings. And Fantasy tells him that all the endings are happy where she's from, and she invites him to come stay with her. And it's a very sweet little moment.
This fantasy was obviously conceived before Grimdark was a thing.
Oh my god, right?
Because like nowadays she wouldn't say that. She'd be like, yeah, let's stay in horror. I mean, maybe in horror everybody doesn't have the threat of sexual violence and obliteration hanging over their heads. Like, aren't you supposed to be fantasy? Yeah, I know. I don't want to go back there either.
Yep.
Fuck George Martin. He ruined everything.
He's never gonna finish it either. They convince Fantasy that they need to walk through the house, and Horror grabs Richie by the hand and they walk to the front door without even knocking, and they step inside, and that's classic B&E, my dog. Somebody called the police or something, and it's going to get messy because someone's going to try to use a stand your ground law. You know what I'm saying? Because this is America, dude, and shit doesn't go well like that usually. The doors close, and a raven flies down, screeching, "Nevermore!" Which was like, oh, that's really, really cool. That's pretty sweet. The doorknob comes off and rolls down into a dark hallway where it stops in front of a man who's lit only by a lantern. The four of them mention that they were just trying to get through the house to the other side, and the man introduces himself as Dr. Jekyll. And who is
Voiced
he?
by the legendary Leonard Nimoy.
Hell yeah. More Star Trek buddies.
Bilbo Baggins.
Dr. Jekyll tells them that they're in danger as he walks them over to a table covered in beakers and Bunsen burners. The crew walks past multiple fluids and glasses, and as Horror walks past one of them, you can see him through the fluid, and he looks super freaking handsome, bro. Almost just like the prince from freaking Beauty and the Beast when he becomes a man again.
It's like the platonic version of handsome Squidward. Instead of like the really gross square jaw, he just looks like a normal human. Like that's what it's supposed to look like. Oh, poor Horror. Why you got to bag on Horror like that? He's just a little sad, scary book.
From what I read on IMDb trivia, that was actually supposed to be that was a drawing of Frank Welker.
Oh, really?
That was a likeness of him. Apparently.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Out of absolutely nowhere, Dr. Jekyll pulls out a martini glass and asks if anyone wants a drink. Not like these are children and books or anything. Like, that's a straight up child.
There is an olive. Like, it is a martini glass. Like, this man, you didn't have a tumbler. You didn't have, I don't know. Like, he's like shaking not stirred, baby. Woo.
You're right. Let's get freaking blasted together, you guys.
I'm a child.
You got any apple juice? Maybe Martinelli's.
That Horror goes, joke's on you. I've been microdosing this whole time.
That makes more sense if that's the case. Adventure says, I'll absolutely get drunk with you, and Dr. Jekyll takes a sip of his fluids. Horror wants a drink too and runs over to Adventure and knocks the glass out of his hand. As it spills onto the floor, it begins to disintegrate, almost like the blood of the xenomorphs.
Yeah.
Dr. Jekyll completely transforms now into Mr. Hyde and attacks our crew. Yes, absolutely, man. And when I was a kid, it was absolutely terrifying. The way it was lit, the way it's drawn, it's absolutely amazing and beautiful. But it was so fucking scary, especially with his red eyes. What did you think when you watched this?
Oh, this is incredible. If I would have seen this as a kid, I would have just died. Like, I would have been so scared. I would have had to run out of the room or hide behind the couch because that was my move. Like, if I got too scared, I would just get up and run out of the room or hide behind the couch and listen until I thought the scary part was over.
Yep.
Well, how awesome is Leonard Nimoy's like yelling scary voice?
Oh, it's so good. And his laugh too, because he does like a weird laugh after he transforms when he's attacking them. It's so good. That part where he yells Mr. Hyde has been burned into my brain since I was like 6 years old, dude. Mr. Hyde.
And he's terrible. Like, that's definitely not what I thought Mr. Hyde looked like from reading The Curious Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. The only positive thing from the Michael Bay Transformers is Leonard Nimoy's voice performance as one of the Transformers, because it's so impressive.
Yes,
he's like screaming and he does a scary voice.
Dude, I'm thinking too, speaking of like their appearance, did you recognize that when he was Dr. Jekyll, he looked like Leonard Nimoy?
I did not notice that, no.
Yeah, he had like the nose, and like when they did the profile of him when he first came down, I thought it looked like him. Fucking, what's the Sasquatch one he did? That was
In Search Of.
In Search Of, that's it. Hell yeah, brother.
In Search Of is awesome. I love it. Clips of Leonard Nimoy's voice from In Search Of is so cool.
Oh yeah, I love anything with his voice.
A giant monster, part ape, part man. Like, yeah, let's go.
It's like a cryptid version of fucking the Twilight Zone with the monologues and shit.
Yeah.
Mr. Hyde swings his cane and knocks down the chandelier. When it falls, it breaks a hole into the floor and pulls Horror into the hole. As he
And
gets
Richie's just gonna let this happen? I was like, okay,
Right.
you're supposed to be the baby face? Like that's some heel shit. Horror's like reaching out for him, asking him to help him directly. He's like, Richie, help me. You're like, you're just gonna let him fall to his doom in the black, unending void, like being dragged down by this monstrous creature who's cackling madly. Like, that's you're not my protagonist. What happened to Mac? Like Mac wouldn't do this. Fuck
What's up, my
Richie.
friend? What happened to the wet bandits? What about the wet bandits?
This violates my parasocial relationship with this person I've never met.
Everything I thought I knew, I don't. As they're falling into the hole, Fantasy comes over and turns her wand into a welder and cuts the chain loose.
Yeah.
Mr. Hyde lets go at that point and falls into the hole as he falls off. And as he does, it's Leonard Nimoy like doing this crazy epic scream. It's like, nah! It's so fucking cool.
So scary and cool at the same time.
As they slink through a hallway, we see more titles on books, including The Shining. A transparent book slips out of the shelf as spirits and apparitions begin to flow out of them, and Horror tells them that these are ghost stories. They're chased through the castle, or the house as it originally was, and into a ledge. The books tell Richie that the only way out is if he jumps off, and he falls. But he catches onto a gargoyle for
a gargoyle. It's your mid-Atlantic accent. I fell onto a gargoyle.
A gargoyle. Jesus
Nobody tell
Christ.
movie guide because they'll give it a -7. Man falls towards machine. Man falls towards gargoyle.
I'm leaving all that in.
Hey, brother, you got any more of those gargoyles?
Those gargoyles.
Look at this castle. It's beautiful. It's got all these gargoyles.
You ever see Gremlins 2 when that gremlin got turned into a gargoyle?
Not to be confused with garg oil, which can lubricate anything with just one drop. What was I gonna say?
You ever watched that show on Disney Channel called Gargoyles?
Any Keith David fans in here? Great guy, Keith David.
Keith David's a good gargoyle.
Funny you should mention gargoyles because Xanatos is voiced by one.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Jonathan.
I
Funny
know
you
this.
should mention gargoyles because Xanatos is voiced by Jonathan Frakes, and Jonathan Frakes, as we all know, is Commander Riker, and he is the best.
Make it so, number one. That's him, right?
Yeah. He's
I
making
said it,
it
I'm like-
go all over the place, babe.
I was like, I said it, then I was like, you might be wrong. The books tell Richie that the only way out of here is to jump, but he falls and catches onto a gargoyle for support.
Gargoyle.
As he does, the eyes light up red, and we hear the voice of the librarian telling him to reach deep within so he can find some courage. He grabs onto a vine next to him and swings down, and he is amazed at his own courage at this point.
Yeah.
As they look around, Adventure screws off his peg leg and turns it into a telescope. He observes that they're close to the ocean now, and he gets super stoked because that's his thing. They climb down the wall, and Adventure starts freaking out at this point. He climbs up on top of a rock like Ariel in The Little Mermaid, but then Horror runs up because he wants to join in the moment. Adventure throws him to the side and has his whole thing. They find a small rowboat nearby, and Adventure pokes a hole into it with his peg leg by accident. At this point, Horror rightfully panics because no one wants to be stuck in that blue shit. that made more sense, right?
Yes, but the way you said it was very that blue shit. That blue shit.
They break away from what were you about to say?
Nothing. I was about to use somebody else's joke.
Okay. They break away from shore and they're met with immediate rocky waters. As they sail on, they notice a group of whalers, specifically Captain Ahab. Up next is another scene that absolutely terrified me when I was a kid. It's a real trailer moment. They yelled that he's looking for Moby Dick. Adventure yells that he's looking for Moby Dick, and the skies and the scene completely turns red. A close-up of Captain Ahab now as he screams, Moby Dick! And the animation is wild. He's drawn completely black with red foreshadowing, and it's very jarring.
It's insane and terrifying. Like, which we're in adventure, right? And
Yeah.
we're thrust directly into Moby Dick, which is not so much an adventure story as it is just a long, boring meditation on whaling and like the cost of revenge and obsession. So I don't know if Moby Dick was the best choice. Certainly it's striking, but fun fact, Patrick Stewart ended up playing Captain Ahab himself later in a Moby Dick made for TV series. So that's kind of fun.
And I knew that when I was a kid, and I knew that he voiced Adventure because my dad told me.
Mm-hmm.
So I made that correlation when I was a little kid. So that was pretty cool, being like data shows, and like, you know, when you make those connections as an adult, it's really cool when you do it as a little kid too, because you're like, oh,
It feels like you opened up an entire world to yourself.
yeah, man. Just like make these connections that you're just like, I wonder if anyone else knows this cool fact.
I know
Yeah.
all about movies.
I'm so smart. Water is broken in half and jetting up into streams as a giant whale comes up to the whalers and disintegrates their boat. The crew of the ship is gone, and so is the whale, and R4 sits in their boat, and we see a shot of the giant whale underneath of them swimming up to the surface. Another thing that terrified me as a kid and still makes me feel uncomfortable.
I mean, maybe this is the root of your fear because this was freaky deaky stuff. Like, it was very terrifying, and they made Moby Dick look super scary.
Yeah, but the harpoon and the way they were screaming, his teeth were like even kind of sharp.
He's this giant ass. Well, I mean, sperm whale teeth are very like conical and sharp.
Yeah.
But he looks like terrifying. Like, oh my god, it's so
His
cool.
eyes, dude, his eyes are like piercing. Because like at first you don't realize that he's coming up like at that point of view. You don't recognize the boat that's sitting there,
Mhm.
and then you realize what's happening, and it makes it so scary. You're like, oh shit.
Oh my god, it was really cool.
Upon being shipwrecked, Richie and Adventure have a real Jack and Rose moment without the unnecessary death.
Yeah, like just let him on the fucking door, dude. It's not that big of a deal.
No, not at all.
He's a very small, salty book.
Without finding horror and fantasy, they presume they're dead. Like very instantly, Adventure's just like, well, that sucks.
That's them done for then. Like, what the hell? It's not even that serious.
But then Richie gets incredibly emotional and states that the books are the only friends he's ever had, and he starts
Same,
to just
dude, same.
he starts to straight up. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing in agreement.
Oh yeah, no. I was like the only friends I ever had. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, Stephen King was my best friend for many years when I was in high school and middle school, so I understand. He refuses to believe that they're gone, and we pull out to a wide shot and show sharks swimming and circling around Richie and Adventure. Another rowboat comes into frame and rows towards Richie and Adventure, and he warns them that not all sharks are in the water. They approach and yank them into the boat. They blow a whistle, and a giant ship, I guess, just appears out of the fog. How you wouldn't see this, I don't fucking understand.
It's fog, dude. Fog.
Yep.
Fog is for real, brother. You can't see 4 feet in front of your ass. It's so
Yeah.
scary when you're on a vessel and you cannot see out into the water, and anybody could be coming at you from any direction, which not totally a ship thing. That happens on land too. But you know what I mean. Did you notice that the crew of this small rowboat were 90s casual 90s racism personified?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we just have to shoehorn racism into the fucking story somehow.
It's almost to the point though where I didn't almost catch on to it because it's such a 90s thing for these cartoons and shit. You know what I mean?
Like they're the only people of color we've seen in the entire movie, and they're like really terrible, like pirate movie stereotypes.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. Gross. It's gross. I don't know.
And yeah, no, it's
You
really
could-
fucked up.
But why you couldn't have done it in a different way? I don't know.
Probably not. They weren't like they didn't care back then. I mean, they barely care now. Adventure lets Richie know that he knows who that bullet belongs to. And I'm going to call it Boat because this guy is a piece of shit. He doesn't deserve a ship. He doesn't deserve a pot to pee and poop in. It's the boat of Long John Silver. The pirates take them back to the ship and he's introduced to the captain. Adventure jumps up explaining that if anyone wants Richie, then they'll have to go through him. Long John Silver asks Adventure if he's after his treasure, and Adventure yells out that he doesn't even have any treasure. The crew of the ship look around concerned, and the pirates shake down Richie and steal all of his belongings, including his library card that he tosses off the boat. Adventure tries to chase it down but can't find it. And the ship arrives at an island with a rock shaped like a skull, which is super original, and I've never seen that before.
Did you notice that Long John Silver was voiced by Jim Cummings?
I did. I was about to say, I think that was him.
Yep,
He's another amazing.
Recognize that voice anywhere.
Yep. My favorite voice he does is if I have to pick, is Petey from any Mickey Mouse thing. I love when he does Pete. Mickey the Mouse. I love that shit.
Very good stuff. And at this point, we at least learned that at least the people of color are not the only racist stereotypes, because there's a really terrible Irish racist stereotype and a really terrible English working class stereotype in the pirate crew as well. And one of these pirates is played by Robert Picardo, who is the hologram doctor from Star Trek Voyager. So this movie has just got Star Trek fingerprints all over it, baby.
Is Star Trek was it Star Trek 20th Century Fox?
Yeah. No, Star Trek is Universal.
Universal? Okay, I was about to say.
I think. I don't fucking... Who cares? Star Trek's rad. Fuck them.
But now they're following a map that they can't read to a treasure and pulling Richie along as prisoners. The crew of the ship comes across a skeleton and they start freaking out, saying, "The forest is cursed!" But Long John tells them that it's not a curse. He's just pointing to where the doubloons is hidden.
Doubloons.
The doubloons. After digging it up, the pirates find only one piece of treasure, and then a straight-up fight ensues. Long John is outnumbered, though, and Richie's just standing by watching all this happen. This boy's been through so goddamn much, I swear. Out of nowhere, we begin hearing voices coming from the woods. It's immediately recognized as horror, but he's pretending to be a ghost. We also hear Fantasy's voices. The pirates say that the spirits are coming out to get him. The book's attack as horror screams hilariously. Like when he screamed, when he jumped, I had to rewind it because it was so fucking funny.
Yeah, there was some actually. I was very surprised that there were some real laugh out loud moments in this movie.
Yeah,
because sometimes I complain a little bit about watching too many kids movies. Like, I'm a grown ass man. I don't really want to watch children's films. But like this had some very good stuff in it.
Hell yeah, man. Fantasy attacks with her wand and causes a pirate to shoot a coconut that knocks another one out. More mayhem ensues, but these pirates get absolutely destroyed. Long John tries to take Richie as a prisoner, but Richie grabs a sword before he can, and Richie forces Long John to board a boat and rows off into the sunset. This is the bravest we've seen him yet, and it shows really cool development, which I'm sure now that we see self-empowerment, that it's absolutely despised by Christians. But we were wrong. I was wrong.
And some good upper body strength by young Richard here. He's holding that whole ass cutlass out, keeping old Long John Silver at bay.
Yeah, you can see he's almost dropping it a few times. After long
core strength, brother.
Hell yeah, man. I'm watching a lot of WrestleMania. After Long John floats away, Richie explains that he wishes his dad could have seen him. I was like, oh.
No, your dad's an asshole. He just talks shit about you behind your back. Fuck your dad.
Well, this part was sweet, and it made me mad because of stuff with my own dad, and I have fucking problems.
No.
They look for adventure and find him locked in a treasure chest. And Horror knocks and makes fun of him and tells him he won't let him out. And he escapes the treasure chest, and he's absolutely pissed off. So he starts chasing him down.
Like, why are you so mean to him? Leave Horror
Adventure,
alone. He's been through a lot.
absolutely. Adventure storms off down the beach, and Horror dresses up just like him and chases him down. Horror basically wants to be his friend and tries to tell him that, and he just wants to be a part of his crew. But Adventure snaps on him and tell him he doesn't have the spine, which was a book pun, and I loved it. He storms off, and Horror slunks away sad, and Richie sits on the beach and writes exit in the sand as the tide rolls in and washes it away. Symbolism, baby!
Baby.
Pirate Book stops down the beach and finds Richie's library card. He brings it back in a much better mood. He lies about stealing it back from 3 seagulls, though, who were trying to eat it. Kalkenstein recognizes that Horror is missing, and Fantasy makes Adventure go look for him. Next, we see Horace passed out as he's being hammered to the ground by a bunch of little people, a la Gulliver's Travels.
They Gullivize his ass.
Hell yeah, they do. And he's like passed the fuck out, too.
Them Lilliputians are working.
Adventure runs towards the little people in a hilarious fashion. He just like swings his sword. He's like, blah! Adventure tries to wake up Horror, but alas, it is a feeble attempt. As he eulogizes him, Horror pats him on the back and says, "That was beautiful." Adventure throws him off, and Fantasy's wand starts to work. As they travel to the exit, Adventure asks if her wand is even working, and she says, "Let's test it." And flashbang, Adventure's wearing a dress and makeup. What are your thoughts about that, Zach?
I don't know. Lame ass 90s bullshit.
Yeah,
Man
right?
in dress is funny. I don't know. If Adventure wants to wear a dress and makeup, let Adventure wear a dress and makeup, and don't make it a shameful thing. That's just what people do. I'm sure his cousin Salty wouldn't be happy.
Nope. It was like reminiscent of like the old days with like Looney Tunes where like Bugs would dress up in drag and stuff, but this was like messed up because it was turned into a shameful thing. So that's why I was like, I don't like that. That wasn't cool.
Yeah, why is that a joke though? You know what I mean? Like, because no man would ever want to wear a dress. Like, from what I've heard, wearing a dress is way more comfortable than wearing pants sometimes.
Hell yeah, brother. This shit gets tight. Especially when it's hot outside.
Yeah, fuck them. Do what you do. You, I don't know. Just we have. It's a very one thing I really enjoy, and this plays into this movie because we're talking about stories and books and understanding the world around us through fiction. One of the things I really enjoy is being able to read and watch and listen to things from back in the day and look at them and be like, well, listen, that's interesting. Our opinions, some of us, our opinions have changed on certain things,
right.
And we kind of understand things a little bit better, at least some of us. And it's important not to just toss certain things away, like get rid of them wholesale. And you can talk about both sides of the argument, but I feel like having access to this stuff that you look and you would read today and be like, oh gosh, I can't believe they did that, really helps, because it's a way, how are we supposed to tell our kids like, hey, this is how it was in the day and this is better. Like, this stuff is hurtful to people. If you don't know what is hurtful, if you don't know what is wrong, you can't improve on it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah.
That's why content warnings and like discussion questions and stuff are so important to like having conversations and interface with like kids and your kids, other people's kids, young people, because if you grow up in a world where there's not this sort of discrimination, you grow up in a world where it's more normalized, you don't know something you could be saying could be super hurtful to somebody. And if you understanding is like 90% of like being a better person. It's just learning more.
Absolutely. And wanting to learn more to make others feel more accepted and comfortable and stuff. Yeah. I actually was talking to my wife recently about like words that mean other things that are actually like horrible and racist that people use every day that they don't realize,
every single day.
We don't need to say them on here though, because those words need to be taken out of the lexicon.
Yeah.
Where Where the hell did I go? Our next shot is a typical 90s animated movie trope. A pop hit over a weird montage, but this one's actually pretty sweet. Centaurs, terrible. Get out of my face, sir.
This was This song was worse than the one
This
in
song is
Fern
bad.
Gully.
This song is really bad.
Oh God!
But the animation, though, the animation and the visuals. We have centaurs and many other fantasy creatures, including Mother Goose. But I think there's no other way you could have. I think there was no other way you could have portrayed fantasy like this. In my opinion, it's animated beautifully, especially the little lightning fairies that dance on Richie's hand. Then those little fuckers, though, steal Richie's glasses and run off.
Little fuckers.
He chases them into a cave, and adventure seems uneasy, and fantasy mocks him as they walk into the cave after Richie. After finding his glasses, Richie looks up and discovers the exit. We cut back to the books in the cave, and Adventure finds his missing sword. He begins to swashbuckle and accidentally cuts down one of the stalagmites. I can't tell which ones it is. Is it the stalagmite, the what hangs down? I don't remember.
Stalagmites are the floor ones. Stalactites are the.
Then I was right. Stalactite.
They hang. So when I went to Mammoth Cave when I was a kid, they gave you a mnemonic device to remember it. Stalagmites stand mighty from the floor. Stalactites hang tight to the ceiling.
That's cool. All right, I'll remember that one. After swashbuckling, he cuts one down. There's a loud rumble, and a light begins to change. Then we see Richie on a giant rock as two enormous eyes open. The rocks begin to move and shake as a dragon emerges from underneath. The dragon awakes, and Richie begins to ride its nose. I should have wrote that different. Different. You know what I mean?
Stop being that this morning.
Oh, I actually wrote, you know what I mean? Stop being weird. Fantasy tells Adventure to quickly turn to page 1001. As she does, the magic carpet from Aladdin comes out. Of course, it's not the one from Disney, but it's still the magic carpet. The three books jump onto the carpet and they fly away from the dragon. The beast erupts fire from its face and sets the forest on fire. As they celebrate their almost victory, Horror accidentally knocks Fantasy's wand into the air, and the dragon catches it in its mouth.
Oh no! Here, this brought me a question. Like, why didn't they do this sort of thing previously in the story? If these books are generalizations of their specific genres, why didn't they do the thing during the maybe it was the only circumstance they were able to do it, but like she asked him to open to a certain page and they pull something out from a story to use to help them in the
situation.
Adventure. Yeah. Like it would have been really cool to see them do other things that way.
Yeah, right.
Specific ideas right now because I'm half asleep. But
well, no, you could do it like each book gets to do it in their setting. Like Horror gets to do it for the Dr. Jekyll thing. Adventure gets to do it for the pirates. Like they all had their own thing.
Yeah,
that's a really good point. They should have utilized that more. Shooting another giant breath of fire, the dragon burns the magic carpet, and our crew clashes onto a cliff.
Oh no!
Richie notices that they're near the exit. He begins to run up the wall as the dragon gives chase. He passes a dead knight holding a shield and a sword and almost leaves without them. And then he notices that they're not there. Smash cut to Adventure and Fantasy in a cave hiding, and Adventure says that he's going to sacrifice himself to fight the dragon. Fantasy tells him to be careful, and then Adventure immediately puts on the Riz. He goes and kisses her, and she swoons. And then he asks her, would she like to curl up with a good book? And she throws him out of the cave.
How scandalous.
As she says, in your dreams, her underwear falls down.
Yeah, for some reason, the whole time, she's like adjusting her pantyhose that won't stay up.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
Strange.
Anyway, as Adventure steps out into the ledge, Richie calls for him and tells him to look out. The dragon emerges and blows fire all over Adventure and burns him to a crisp. But it's done cartoonishly, so he's not dead, which I was like, the juxtaposition there is so weird because it's like, we're in danger, we're going to be fucking killed, but then he gets murdered, but it's like a cartoon, so it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes they choose to make it dire.
Right.
And other times you're just like, nah, he'll be all right.
which invalidates the entire Mr. Hyde thing, because if they would have just gotten chased by Mr. Hyde, they would have been fine because they're cartoons anyway. So
Exactly.
you
Just
kind of
picked.
stepped on your own stuff there, bud.
Yep. Richie watches as the dragon corners his friends in the cave and attempts to get them out. As he looks at the exit, he decides, I'm not going to leave without them. He runs to the dead knight, and he runs to the dead knight he saw earlier and grabs the shield and sword. And don't forget the helmet. He reaches the sword to the sky, and I thought he was going to say something extremely badass, but instead he just goes, "Yes!"
I have the power.
Right. He doesn't go, "Yeah!" He literally just goes, "Yes!" He runs down the cliff to attack the dragon. As the books cheer on, the dragon blasts fire, but the shield is resistant, and Richie runs underneath the dragon to try and evade. As he does, he's wrapped with a tail. Richie says, "I'm not scared of you," and is immediately swallowed by the dragon. As he slides down the slimy throat, he lands in the stomach, which is filled with books and stomach acid.
Ooh.
As he attempts to climb the walls, he slips down and lands on Fantasy's wand. He explains, "This is not good. This is definitely not good." Something he's said the whole freaking movie. He remembers that the librarian told him to look to the books, and he begins to flip through the pages of scattered stories. Flipping through Alice in Wonderland, the evil queen jumps out and screams, "Off with his head!" And he slams it shut immediately. He finds Jack and the Beanstalk and opens it as the Beanstalk comes out and rises and rises and rises. He climbs on and rides out through the dragon's throat and out its mouth. As they climb, the dragon chomps down on the Beanstalk, trying to get them to fall, but they do not, and they reach the exit. As the doors open, there is a swirling blue light among a dome. The score plays, and it's one of the most nostalgic things I've ever heard. Even if you've never seen this movie, you can almost swear you've heard this score before. And that's because it's done by James Horner, who was a master of 90s movies. He did like Casper, he did Star Trek II, Wrath of Khan.
Mm-hmm.
He did so many scores. The wizard steps in as Richie starts to berate and criticize him. At this point, the books are like, "Oh shit, dude, don't do that."
You show that Pagemaster some respect. Why?
Yeah, right.
He just threatened my life for an hour.
I almost died like 16 times because of him. The books claim that's the Pagemaster. Put some respect on his name. But Richie says, "Fuck that noise," and lets him have it. The books try to calm him down, but he just keeps going. And eventually the Pagemaster speaks up and says, "Regardless of all that, you still stand here before me." A little montage of all the stories characters go through on the Blue Mist, telling him each one telling him the new courages that he's found. The wizard tells him of all the new power that he has now by believing in himself. He shows Richie an image of him lying on the ground at the library, showing that he's been there the whole time.
His rotting corpse has been there the whole time.
You just see like a fly land on his eyeball.
Oh no!
Oh no! You could have just like put me on ice or something if you knew I was coming back.
You just could have pushed just a drop cloth. That's all I'm asking. Just a napkin maybe over the face.
Just something, man.
The eye stuff's too much. What is this, a Lucio Fulci movie?
Oh shit, that's gross.
Oh, eye stuff.
Richie says, "I'm ready to go home," and he hugs the books, clarifying that they're also ready. As they float into the air, they fly into the blue mist, and the wizard sends them all home. Animated Richie flies through the painting in the library and lands directly on top of the body of real-life Corkstorino. As he regains consciousness, the librarian comes to check on him and finds him on the floor. Like, how long's he been laying there without being checked on? Like, what the fuck?
Good thing nobody came in there beforehand. They just saw a dead kid laying on the floor of the rotunda, and Sigmund Lloyd is going to jail.
Or like fucking, he comes and moves the body, and then when the Pagemaster goes to look for him, his body's gone. He's like, "Oh, I can't send you home now."
Oh shit! I just threw him in the compactor, and now he's just like stuck in book world forever.
Oh, that's too bad. I think book world would be great to live in.
except when you're getting your life threatened every 5 minutes. That's why adventure stories are all good and fine until you realize that adventure stories are literally the worst 3 days of that character's life. And like they get put through absolute hell and like almost killed 17 times. Like, I want to go on an adventure. And then you get killed, like your life gets threatened like 14 times. You get captured and recaptured and captured again and beaten in the head. And you're like, I just want to go home, you guys. That's why I want to read about these stories, not experience them.
Yeah, I didn't want it to be my life. I wanted to read about his.
If adventure heroes got hit on the head as many times in real life as they did in stories, they would all just like be non-functioning, drooling morons because their brains
Absolutely.
would be so traumatized.
Yeah, for sure. Especially once you learn about all that stuff with like football and how much people got fucked up with that. As he regains consciousness, the librarian comes to check on him and finds him on the floor. Richie notices the exit sign and runs quickly towards it, but stops and turns back, running to where he was to find the real-life versions of horror, adventure, and fantasy. And they look like decrepit old books, like they're dusty and yeah.
Yeah, they are beat. Horror especially is beat. Like how many people have checked this book out of the library that is like this destroyed? Like maybe you guys need to get a new copy or something.
Absolutely. There's like chunks missing out of them and shit.
Yeah.
He hands the librarian the library card, but is told that he can only check out 2 at a time. Richie begs him, and the librarian gives in, stating that he has a talent for knowing what everyone needs.
What the fuck kind of library only lets you check out 2 books at a time? Like, that's bullshit, dude.
What kind of librarian says that kind of weird shit? Richie rides home from the hardware store and notices the ramp that the kids from earlier were jumping, and he decides, fuck this, I'm jumping it too.
Yeah.
He speeds towards the ramp and pedals faster and faster as he reaches the board and leaps through the air. The ramp is actually pretty high, and I'm actually surprised he did it after he lands. And he states, that was good. That was definitely good. Because it was a little different from the version of what he said earlier. Remember? Mm-hmm. Remember the thing?
The thing. Remember? Yeah.
Remember the thing?
I'm getting elbowed in the ribs pretty hard.
In our next shot, the parents are seen driving around, and they're talking about how they're looking for Richie. They pull into the driveway, and his mother realizes that the light in the treehouse is on. His dad runs up the ladder and finds Richie sleeping in the treehouse. Mother joins Dad up in the treehouse, and they stare at their son, realizing that he's overcome one of his fears. Yo, I started crying when I was watching this part. It made me think of my kids and everything, and it just made me really tear up. They turn off the light and say they're going to let him sleep in the treehouse for the night, and they go inside. I want to point out, though, that there's still no wall here, and he can roll out. He could roll off this fucking treehouse so easily.
Yes, because the thing I want to do most in the world is right after I drove around town looking for my missing son for several hours, I want to let him sleep outside. That sounds perfectly safe, you guys. Great job.
Yeah, right. No one's definitely going to come take my child. As we pan
and tag him right out of the fucking treehouse.
As we pan over to Richie, we hear the voice of horror as he says that it's dark outside and he wishes they had a nightlight. Fantasy obliges and turns on a lantern. Adventure gives a mini monologue and Horror starts crying, stating that he has friends now. Yo, how come Horror gets friends and I don't? Adventure says that he wants a kiss now, and Horror tries to oblige as the darkness fills the screen. Nothing like good old homophobia to end a good family flick. Cue the R&B single, we got credits, baby.
Homophobia and like casual misogyny, where like it is the male-coded adventure book. It's his right to kiss the lady.
Yeah.
No, she said no. You just leave her alone. Oh my god.
I know. The funny thing is when I listen to that now, I actually see that as Horror's trying to be like the diffuser and be like, hey, if you want to try to kiss somebody, asshole, I'll kiss you.
Sure. There you go.
You know what I mean?
Save her from the predatory pirate.
Absolutely. Like Horror's that friend at the bar that's just like confronts the dude that's always trying to talk to his friend that's a chick.
Yep.
He's like, fuck you, bro. But that's our movie, Zach. And now let me finally ask you, how did you feel about this movie? Did you enjoy it?
It was fine. It spoke to like the sort of adolescent love of reading and like how absolutely magical it is to read books when you're younger and like just being stuck in that imaginary space so hard.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
I really enjoyed that aspect of it. One of the largest negatives for me personally was that like Macaulay Culkin, like little Macaulay Culkin, has all this charisma. He has all this charm. He's he's great to watch on screen, and then you just make him an animated character, and you lose all that.
Yeah.
Like it's so much more that like some people are on screen, on camera actors, and some people are voice actors. Like the people the people doing the voices are doing a hell of a job. Macaulay Culkin's working his ass off, but a lot of the appeal of Macaulay Culkin is nonverbal, like his reactions to things, like how he's perceived in space, how much space he takes up compared to his adult co-stars.
Right.
And, you know, the juxtaposition of this, you know, child that seems slightly wiser beyond his years. And is that acting? Sure, but like if you take the aspect of actually seeing Mac out of it, then it kind of like dilutes the entire charm for the rest of the movie.
Absolutely. I didn't think about it that way, but I 100% see what you're saying.
But yeah, like the whole idea of just like when you're, I don't know, what is it? Yeah, around 10 or 11, and you start maybe 9, depending on what kind of books you're reading, like 9, 10, 11, when you're really getting into like reading good stuff and understanding stories a little better. You're not obviously going to be reading it with an adult's critical eye, but this movie's all about imagination and adventure and how immersive reading can be.
Right.
And I absolutely love that.
Good.
It's a failure because nobody reads anymore, and why make a movie about reading? But whatever.
Well, if I remember correctly, it was a box office failure. It only made like 35 million, and it cost like 100 to make or something.
It cost 34 to make, and it only made 16.
That was it. Yeah, I knew it only made like half back or something like that.
Yeah, which like, and again in the 90s, they might have made their money back off home video release.
True.
Or something, because like I remember hearing tons of people like, "Oh, you've never seen the Pagemaster? Oh, you love reading, but you've never seen the Pagemaster? Like you're a book guy, but you've never seen Pagemaster?" Like over and over again. So I thought this movie was a much bigger deal than it actually was. But how about you?
It still holds up for me. It was one of my favorite movies when I was little. I watched this movie quite a bit. I watched it with my kids. They enjoy it not as much as I did. There's like a disconnect there because movies are so vastly different from when we were younger to now. There's just like an element of boredom, I guess, that kids find in like. I feel like it was so much more art from when we were younger. Those movies, like because the paintings and the hand drawn stuff, it just was so different. I'm not trying to dissuade from like saying that like animated movies aren't art. They're like fucking. The Across the Spider-Verse is one of the most beautiful movies I've ever seen.
Gorgeous.
But there's just something different, like not the attention span. It's just like there's a disconnect, which is fine. You know what I mean? The different generations are fans of different things and stuff. I'm not saying like these goddamn kids don't understand. I'm just saying like it's just different. They don't like it as much as I do, which is fine.
Fuck these kids! I'm gonna go cuddle my VHS tapes.
Exactly.
Well, funny you should mention hand-drawn animation and artistry, as this movie was the last movie 20th Century Fox made with traditional hand-drawn cell animation.
No way.
Yeah, the next one was Anastasia, but Anastasia used a certain software that would make the frames all line up specifically, because Disney was doing that for a long time before that.
Yeah.
And Anastasia was Fox's next animated feature, and that used a digital process to do something with the animation. But this is the last hand-drawn cell animated movie by 20th Century Fox.
That's wild.
And like now that you mention it, quite honestly, maybe in 20 years there won't even be movies as we understand and know them. You know what I mean? Like the kids that are kids now, they don't have movie attention spans.
Yeah, a lot of them don't. I mean,
You know what I mean?
there's still some and stuff like that, but I get what you're saying, especially with like mass production and shit like that.
Sure.
Supply and demand, you know what I mean?
That's why we're getting so many just either huge ass tentpole summer blockbuster releases or tiny little indie stuff, because like there's nothing in the middle. There's no people are going to go to the movie specifically for one specific movie or one specific story, and not, you know, to just maybe find something interesting they may or may not like. Because our money goes so much shorter now. Like nobody has any money and they're destroying the country with their fucking insanity. By they, I mean Republicans, if you couldn't guess, or the government, even the Democrats that won't vote against this stuff or do anything to stop anybody.
Nope.
But I don't know. I just feel like that, like what's after Gen Z, like Gen Alpha, whatever they're called. They're going to be, when they're adults, there's not going to be a market for movies. It's just going to be
stopped. Like they've already stopped making so many types of movies. Like I haven't seen like a romantic comedy like in a theater in fucking forever.
Yeah.
Like I like romantic comedies, especially like Knocked Up, and This Is 40 is like one of my favorite movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, me and Danielle watched that constantly. Have you ever seen that?
Mm-mm.
You probably like it. It's like really hardcore about marriage life, especially like there's a lot of really funny. Like there's a part where like the husband and wife are laying in bed together, and he's looking at her. He's like, "Sometimes I think you want to fucking kill me," and she's like, "Sometimes I think I do." He's like, "How would you do it if you would kill me?" She's like, "Over time, slowly, like poison you because I love you so much, and I get to take care." It's really funny. It's really dark, but it's really funny. But if you've joined us on this journey, thank you so much for listening, and we greatly appreciate you taking your time to be here with us. If you liked what you heard, please like, rate, and review us on iTunes, Spotify, Podcast Addict, whatever you're listening to us on. Please go check out Zach's other podcast, The Escapist Room, where he and his sister talk about awesome movies, where it doesn't have anything to do with serious stuff. You just get to come and escape and talk about awesome flicks. Check out my little side project called Pat Robertson Reads, where I read the Bible and currently left behind as the ghost of Pat Robertson. It's been fun. It's just silly make-em-ups. It's good shit. And thank you to the band Mustard Plug for letting us use their song Vampire as our intro and outro. Did I forget anything, buddy?
You did not forget anything except to tell these fine folks what we are watching and talking about next time. Which we haven't even talked about ourselves. Can we please not watch a children's film for the next movie? Because I'm kind of like,
well, here's what I'll suggest. Go follow us at jesus.stole on Instagram, and you'll find out what we're watching next, because we'll post it on there.
We should watch a fucked up horror picture with lots of violence.
I would be fine with that. Let's figure it out. But until then, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye. Have a good one. Well, hello, sinners out there, apostates with your thumb on your prostates. Good morning, baby.
You're crying out for a breath of air. You need a cure, but the shells are bare. Look in the mirror, there's no one there. You know where, a fear and panic spreading all around. A sickness comes and engulfs the town. You're feeling hungry, you're feeling ill, but you chucked it